Got it.
Okay, I am recording on my phone or on my computer. Are you recording?
I am recording.
Sweet.
Star Trek Discovery, Vaulting Ambition, take one.
Okay, and we are live.
Broadcasting you to YouTube as we speak. Yes.
Perfect.
That was pretty seamless today.
I think I just didn't draw attention to the technical problems.
Yeah.
So the thing you're thinking of before was Anchor.
Oh, yes. Yes. Correct.
So,
Yes,
so,
you are.
so we've always published to Anchor,
Yep.
and then Spotify acquired it. Now it's just called Podcasters. But did you hear something about it or something?
Yeah. It's like,
Anything in
oh,
particular?
interesting. No, just an advert, you know,
Yeah.
about
Yep.
it.
We are on it. Shall we do this?
Yeah.
All
Go for
right.
launch.
Okie dokie. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Captain's Quarters, the unofficial Star Trek rewatch podcast where we are rewatching the entire Star Trek franchise, starting at the beginning of the official chronology. We finished Star Trek Enterprise. We've moved on to Star Trek Discovery. My name's Gabe, and with my co-captain Jason. Make it so, Jason.
Hi there. How are you?
I'm doing well. Today we're talking about Star Trek Discovery Season 1, Episode 12, called Vaulting Ambition.
I'm curious. Do you think that's a reference to Macbeth?
Oh man, I don't know, is it?
Oh, okay. For some reason it has this remembrance of a line from Macbeth.
According to fandom.com, it is. It's a
Oh,
reference
cool.
to the line, I have no spur to prick the
Ah,
sides of my
yes.
intent, but only vaulting ambition, which overleaps itself and falls onto or on the other.
Yeah. I think one of the early acts, like Act One, if I remember correctly.
Giorgio accuses Lorca in this episode of having vaulting ambition.
Yes, she does.
I'm glad you like called out that Macbeth uh, Easter egg there because I was about to go off on some other
Please.
tangent
Yeah,
of
no, please go
what I
ahead.
what I thought
What
of.
other
No, I'm
tan?
not. No, that's no, that's good. We're good.
You sure?
Okay. Yeah. No, I'm good.
Because when you have those, when you have those tangents, it can be quite interesting.
You know what? We have confirmation of the real deal, so I won't
Oh,
speculate.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so was it about the title?
No, no, I was
Oh.
just going to speculate about what it could have meant, but yeah,
Okay, got it.
yeah. Anyway, so in this episode, Burnham heads to the ISS Charon,
Sharon?
Charon,
Yeah. Promise you we watched this episode. Sharon, I
Charon.
think. Yeah, Sharon.
You know what's sad is I watched it twice.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. Heads to the ISS Charon with a special gift for Emperor Giorgio. Back on board the Discovery, Stamets gains clarity while trapped inside the mycelial network with his Terran counterpart, and Saru asks Laurel for help to deal with Tyler.
And I hope his counterpart helps him get back to the future.
I hope so too.
Sorry, go ahead.
First of all, the special gift is Captain Lorca, and they're summoned to the Imperial capital. And I like this episode, but right off the bat, I have a criticism, which is
Please.
that last episode, so many strides, trials, tribulations were taken to secure this data bank that they needed to decrypt to learn about the Defiant so that they could get out of this mirror universe back
Hmm.
to our universe. They succeeded, and it was a nice little kind of like caper sort of thing where they um, she Burnham hid the databank on Tyler, pretended to execute him by transporting him into space. The thing was in his pocket, so the Enterprise then transports him onto Enterprise. They put him in the brig, but now they have the databank because it was in
Hmm.
Tyler's pocket.
Hmm.
But this episode kind of makes that for naught because they say much of the important information was redacted, and
Yeah.
all
Hmm.
they really got from it was that there was this like subspace dimension or something they learned
Yep.
about.
Yep.
This interphasic space, I guess is what they called it. And so I just didn't like that. There was a lot of to do about getting this data bank in the last one, and then it was like, nope, never mind, it was redacted.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, well, we didn't need that other episode then, did we?
Uh, yeah. That's funny that you said. Yeah, I didn't think too much about that. But now you've got me thinking, and yeah, it could have gone either way. It could have gone either way. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with finding, the little thing, the plot device, and then going, oh, we need to break
The
into the Imperial Vault and,
the MacGuffin.
yeah, the MacGuffin and find more info and draw out the story a little bit.
I think there could have been. I mean, they needed to get them to the Emperor, and that was the method they chose to do so. I just think there could have been
Yeah,
other ways they did it. Like,
sure.
you know, there's a million ways they could have done it. They didn't
Yeah,
need
yeah,
to.
yeah.
They didn't need to just nullify the progress they had made in the other episode. But
Yeah.
other than that, I like the episode. And so, um, Lorca is on board with he's pretending to be Burnham's prisoner, and that's
Yes.
that's the ruse that they're doing. And so, Lorca has to go to this like torture chamber thing. She uses some sort of, I think she calls it a hypo spray,
Yep, it's a hypospray. Yep.
where yeah, and it like numbs Lorca's senses so that when he goes into this agonizer, he can't feel it. And they go there. We learned that Jason was correct,
Ooh,
that the Emperor, in fact, did adopt a young Burnham.
yes.
So Giorgio in this universe was
Yes.
the adoptive mother of Burnham. And um, but we also learned that apparently Mir Burnham was colluding with Lorca to overthrow the Empire. Emperor knew this and thus decides to execute Burnham. And so she gives the order to do so. Because it was her adoptive daughter, she exercises some mercy, and her mercy is a quick death. And she says there's no one else in the universe she would offer that to. Before she could kill her, though, Burnham admits, hey, yes, I am Michael Burnham, but I'm not your Michael Burnham. I am
Yep.
from a different universe. And here's proof. She has like genetic proof that that's the case. Gives it to her. Luckily, Emperor Giorgio believes her and checks the evidence and determines, yes, in fact, this is true. And then for some reason, Giorgio kills her guards, which I want to talk about in a second, and then wants to learn more about Burnham. And um, so, yeah, there's that. At the same time, this is all happening. Stamets is on board the Discovery, and Stamets is the key to getting back to the mycelial network, or getting back to our universe via the mycelial warp drive.
If they can't
But
find the way for if they can't find the interphasic space.
that's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's in a coma, and Tilly is trying to save him, but Stamets has encountered his mirror self in the network. So apparently, the mirror Stamets is also in the mycelial network, and now they're talking to each other,
Mhm.
and they're basically identical, which is interesting because almost everyone else is a weird, warped, sinister version of themselves, but mirror Stamets is actually kind of a chill dude. So
As
the
as as far as we know, yes. I still have my suspicions.
fair enough. But they introduce a aspect of the mycelial network, which is that there's some sort of sickness or corruption or evil affecting the network. It literally is kind of like chasing them in the network. And then once Stamets gets out of the network, um, they go into the place where the mycelial stuff is stored, and it's like all corrupted and sick. And we don't really know what's going to go on, what's going to happen there.
Hence my sneaking suspicion of Mirror Stamets.
Yes. And then skipping way ahead, so at the end, back on the see, I already forgot the Sharon.
The Sharon, yeah. The
Yeah,
Sharon, yeah.
Lorca is being tortured,
Yes.
and a um, a character Maddox comes and tries to get him to admit that Lorca did something to his sister.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so via that, we learn that Jason was right, that this is, in fact, not our universe's Lorca. This is the Lorca that we've known all along has been near universe Lorca.
Mm-hmm.
And the way they reveal that's kind of cool. They say the only genetic difference between, Terran Empire humans and regular humans, Federation humans, is sensitivity to light.
Light. Yep.
And then they kind of flash back and show all these instances where Lorca is squinting. And that's how we learn that Jason was right all along. The reason why Lorca is so not Federation is because he's not. He's an imposter. Somehow he got from the mirror universe to our universe and masqueraded as Lorca, and then needed to get back to the mirror universe because apparently wanted to overthrow the emperor or something. And it kind of ends in a cliffhanger in that regard. So
Did you
that
skip
was
over the Laurel and
oh, I skipped over a lot, buddy.
Tyler
Yeah.
Vach kind of deal for a reason?
No,
No? Okay.
because
Okay.
um, I mean, we talked about last time how Tyler is Vok,
Yep.
and I don't know that this episode did anything more
Yeah.
there.
Okay. Fair
Yeah.
enough. Yeah.
So anyway,
Nicely done. Feel like I
thank you.
watched it again.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Kudos on your predictions, man.
Yeah, it just Tremor in the Force.
I
Too
am
much dark
curious
side
to,
in this Lorca. Yeah, go
it's
ahead.
true. Well, just I am curious to know, like, if you were to go back and watch other episodes, would you see Lorca squinting and being sensitive to light? Do you think they were that strategic with it and that well thought out? I think they
Yeah, I
were,
do.
but
Because when he was being tortured by Laurel on board that ship, she tortured him with lights. There are four lights. No. Um, uh, Next Generation reference. Um, I think, yeah, so I think there were a couple of hints, but I don't know if that's the one that I would have picked up on.
hmm. Do you happen to remember if other Terrans in previous Star Trek iterations have had this light sensitivity thing?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't remember.
Um, okay. Well, how do you think Lorca got to our universe from his? Did they explain?
No, they did not explain that, and I kind of, rewound and fast forward and kind of tried to pay attention to that. But no, I don't think they've mentioned how. My guess is that it was via the mycelial network. Remember, like a while ago, Lorca kept mentioning that he was working with Stamets on projects in the mycelial network, and then it seemed like he had an intimate knowledge of the network itself. And so I'm curious if that's how he got there.
Hmm. Yeah, this seems likely for sure. And any thoughts on what the corruption sickness is going on in the mycelial network?
No, no idea. No idea. But my guess is that again, it's mirror universe Stamets um hiding something that he was doing in some of the experiments that he was working on. That just seems so Terran Empire of them to be fiddling around and destroying and using it to their own advantage if we were to play if we were to kind of um um if we were to kind of extrapolate what the Terran Empire usually does in other stories is just to
Hmm.
exploit, exploit, exploit.
Yeah, yeah. Well, do you think our Stamets was stuck in the network because of this corruption? Because up to now, it was presented as if he was like lost in it, like it had consumed him,
Oh,
or he had gone too far. But now it's possible
yeah.
that he was trapped there because of
Yeah,
some
possibly. Yeah,
thing going on with near
possibly.
Stamets.
Yeah, yeah, possibly.
I thought that was interesting.
Is that
Kinda.
okay? And then I was meaning to ask you, is that what you also thought about Lorca? Was Do you remember any of the light sensitivity to his eyes?
I briefly remember the when they zoomed in on his eye. I don't know if it was eye drops or something. I briefly
Yeah.
remember something about that.
Okay.
But I mean, definitely did not think like, oh, that means he's a Terran.
Right, right,
So
right. Yeah, no, right.
yeah.
Okay.
um, what's going on with Stamets's lover, the doctor?
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know if I have a read yet. Do you? I mean, so he's dead, and the network has created
A projection of him.
a projection, a thought, its own creation of him, a replica. I don't know what to call it yet. A figment,
Hmm.
of him, of Culber. And I think at the moment, I think it's the network. I think it's the mycelial network. Because Stamets is trying to help fix the mycelial network at this time, right? Not just get out of it, but he's also trying to like fix and repair it. So I think it's kind of like an Obi-Wan, a Yoda, a what was Scott Bakula's from Quantum Leap, oh, the actor just passed away recently. But kind of like a guide, a whisper guide
Hmm,
kind of deal
sure.
through the network to help him.
Virgil
Yeah.
from Dante.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think in this episode, he even actually calls him Virgil.
Oh, does he? Okay, I didn't pick up on
Yeah.
that.
He says something like, "What are you, my Virgil?
Right.
Escorting me through this hell or something?"
Yes.
Something to that effect.
Yes. Okay. Again, we watched it. I watched it. Promise.
Well, okay. Yeah, I
Is that your
see.
take on it, or did you have something?
I mean, up until this episode, I thought maybe they were like storing the doctor there so that his corporeal self could be healed.
Oh,
Like they
interesting.
would unsnap his neck
Yeah.
and then like heal his body,
Oh,
and then
interesting.
when his body was ready, they would like put his essence back into the body, and
Gotcha.
thus that's how they would
Gotcha.
resurrect him or something.
Gotcha. Is that a
But
Star Wars thing? Is that like
well,
is that like dark side magic?
yeah, for sure. But then I don't think the science really makes sense other than the fact that like they say like when your brain waves are non-existent.
Right.
I guess what I'm saying is like whatever brain waves are is they're stored in the mycelial network,
Yeah, okay, I got you.
and then once the body's ready, then they put them back in.
Right. Gotcha. Interesting.
Kind of like
Yeah, interesting.
how Laurel talks about like imprinting Vox psyche onto Tyler.
Yes.
Which I don't know if I understood that either, because at first she says they harvested Tyler's DNA and
Yeah.
then, made Vok like into Tyler. But does that mean that Tyler's out there somewhere? The real Tyler is out there somewhere?
No, you know what? So that when she said that, I was like, oh, Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
So they used human DNA, right?
Mhm.
And they connected Klingon DNA chains into that human DNA to kind of fuse them together. And so,
Dino DNA.
yeah, Dino DNA. Um, one of my favorite movies. Um, I am now on that ride in my mind. Um, After all that, you get a baby dinosaur. Boom. Okay, no, sorry. Back to what we were talking about. So I also got confused after that too because like Culber made it seem like yes, it was Ash Tyler's body, but he had some Klingon innards, and they had to change his skeletal structure. I don't understand how that worked either. So, but
Either way,
I think I landed on that he's in Ash Tyler is dead, and they used his body as the host vehicle.
oh, see, okay. I had the same confusion, but I took it as they found Tyler's body at the binary stars. He was dead,
Yes.
floating in
Yes.
space. They took his DNA and somehow altered Vox body with that DNA. So it's
Okay.
Vox body with like a Tyler shell. But then I was confused because they were like, well, we put Vox psyche on the
Oh.
Tyler. But if what you just said is true, if they use Tyler's body, does that mean Vox still has a body out there somewhere? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, yeah, that I don't know.
Well, that would
So you think he's an Edgar suit?
I don't know what that is.
Y- From Men in Black?
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, I forgot we quote Men in Black on a daily basis now. Uh,
You
no,
know that
yeah,
like, it's his
yeah,
cling,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So and he puts on
yeah,
so he puts on a Tyler suit
yeah,
and he needs sugar
yes,
water.
yes. Um, not no more invasive than that.
Oh,
Because all she said was we harvested his DNA.
right.
And so to me they like, it was some sort of like almost stem cell implant type thing
Mm.
that
Okay.
altered Vox body. So it is Vox body, but it's altered,
Oh. Oh, interest. Oh, okay.
meaning that there
Yeah,
is a Tyler body still out there
still
with
out there somewhere.
with some
Got you.
DNA missing.
Could be, could be. Yeah,
So I feel like
wow,
it's
I
either
didn't even think of
that.
that either.
I feel like
That's a
it's
good
either
point.
that
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I don't know.
or they implanted Vox essence into the Tyler body, but that means then there's a Vox body out there somewhere
Right,
without its psyche.
right. Yeah, no, I have no idea.
Hmm.
I
Okay.
like the Edgar suit though.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Or I guess that's maybe the third option, which is Vox body is underneath. I think they would have seen that though when they were doing all their scans and stuff like that.
Right, 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 right. And I and that's what my guess would have been. I'm like, well, why do you have this enlarged heart and stronger skeletal structure and all that stuff that Klingons have supposedly,
Yeah. Hmm.
right? Yeah. So I don't. That's interesting.
One more thing I don't like about this episode, which
Yeah.
kind of switching gears, I guess, but
No, go ahead. Yeah, no.
they keep talking about
I'm kind of dragging because it's yeah. Go ahead.
the mycelial network. They keep talking about it's like how it bridges the gap between life and death, and they kind of are almost adding like a metaphysical aspect
Yeah.
to it,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't think I'm a big fan of that because then it's like, well, what are the rules of that, and have they really established that that's what it's doing?
Right. And can
And
we be mushrooms? I mean, you know,
yeah, well,
I get it.
like I feel like they were just more being like artistic when they were saying that
Yeah.
without really like defining the science behind it.
Well, there is. I mean, Tilly was right in the last. Was it the last episode? Tilly, when did she say that fungi are the only organisms like linked between life and death? Uh,
I think it was this episode, wasn't it?
No, I think it was Wolf Inside.
Okay.
I think it
Yeah.
was the last one. So yeah,
Okay.
there is a little bit of science to that, and whether they expounded it and extrapolated it out to like a larger thing, then I guess it makes sense.
But you mean in the sense that like the decomposition is facilitated by mycelia? Is
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah, yeah. And that the network is like this ever expansive thing that it's like one, you know, it's kind of like a central nervous system underneath the earth.
okay? I
And
just
it's
feel like,
curious if there is science to like kind of say that there might be a spatial mycelial network. That'd be pretty interesting. Okay,
Agree.
the real Paul
But
Stamets would really be like, okay, that's enough. I think.
no, he would say, I can't answer that question because there's
Right.
like men in helicopters who will come assassinate me. Have you heard his thing about portabellas? He's like he's like I can't talk about it because my life is in danger. Like there's some uh portabella cabal that is after him or something, and he's not allowed to talk about it. Yeah.
Oh, because he's destroyed. Yeah, not. I have not. I'll have to look that up.
Well, so but see, I like what you're saying. It makes sense, but they're like applying like a metaphysical definition to it, which is almost implying there's like this afterlife that the mycelia are connected to.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That okay. Yeah, 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 yeah.
And
No, yeah,
to me that's more Star Wars than Star Trek.
yeah. No, that's true.
And
No, that's true. I see. I totally missed that. I didn't pick up on that, and no, I agree with you.
I don't appreciate that in Star
Yeah.
Trek.
Okay. I have a hard time wrestling with that one as well, for sure.
And so I hope,
No, I did not pick up on that. So I'm glad that you did,
yeah. Well, and I just hope that
because
they're
I
just
have an
being,
issue with it too.
yeah,
Now we're getting into a little fantasy land.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I hope that when they're saying that they're just more being like artistic about the description of mycelia and the way that, you know, it decomposes organisms. It's
Yeah.
and just more just like speaking about it like poetically.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
Okay. Yeah.
I hope it doesn't turn out to
I'm
be
with you on that one.
like
Yeah.
they can resurrect people
Right.
because that's a whole other thing. So
Right. Right.
anyway, so um yeah, this show seems always in on a cliffhanger.
Yep.
So we're waiting to see what happens with Lorca and if they get the redacted data bank on the Defiant, how they get back to our universe, which I'm sure they do. Um, yeah, so that was pretty much it.
Yep. And to find out, same bat time, same bat channel.
What
Next week. No.
how many pips would you give this one, buddy?
Um, Let me just say of middle episodes, this is definitely not Godfather 2. So this is like a lieutenant 2 pips kind of deal. This wasn't I it's yeah, it's great that they continue to establish some of the things, but it felt like a middle episode, right? Like it felt
Sure,
like it. And you're kind of in this bound of like, where are we going next? And we have to tune back in next week, same bat time, same bat channel. But I thought it was a fine episode. 2 pips. What's your letter grade?
I'd give it a B minus.
B minus. Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Higher than
I'm
me.
a
Wow. Wow. And what leads you to that?
well. So when I'm assigning my letter grade, I'm considering all Star Trek that I've seen, including
Oh,
Enterprise.
oh, 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 oh.
So, like in general, I think this show has its shit together more than Enterprise.
Yeah.
Um, and so, just by virtue of that, it gets like bumped up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But as we get further along, perhaps my scale, I'll have to adjust my thinking because for all I know, this series is completely subpar to something down the pipe. So I
Okay.
don't know.
Okay.
We'll have to see.
Okay. Yeah, my pips are always kind of isolated into within the series and, you know,
Hmm.
what we've seen thus far from the series.
That's probably the smart way to do it, to be honest.
But, you know, I
Yeah,
like that. I like that you kind of take it from the entire spectrum of what you've seen.
for sure. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? We didn't talk about why you think she killed her captains.
I don't, yeah. Um, I did not understand that. That's what I wanted to talk about, which was the only thing I could think was that she was, well, we know that she was aware of our universe because she had access to the data.
Yeah.
And so my thoughts were that she has ambitions to either um, defect to our universe, invade our
Oh.
universe,
Oh, is that
um,
how you think Michelle Yeoh comes back?
something. Um,
Okay. Oh,
but
interesting.
like that was like top secret, and she didn't want anybody to know that, and so she had to
Right.
kill the witnesses. That was the only thing I could. Did that make sense to you?
Yeah, no, that
Otherwise,
totally makes sense. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
okay,
Yeah.
all right. What did you think was going on when it happened?
So I think similar but not similar, but I think she killed him because she was not going to kill Burnham. And
Didn't
that,
want to look weak.
yeah, exactly.
Hmm,
Exactly.
that makes a lot of sense.
I
That's
mean,
why I
if
save those questions for you. I rely on your perception
if this
because
empire
yeah.
is anything like any other empire, right?
Hmm.
Like, even though, you are being held up in power by loyalists and like factions of within the empire. I mean, yeah, I think she had to kill the nobles that were propping her up because she didn't she didn't kill Burnham, right? And I think that would have been a sign of weakness.
Yep, that makes perfect sense. Well, was there anything else with this episode?
No, I think we covered it.
Cool. Did you see that Enterprise's Admiral Saval passed
Ambassadors of
away?
all. Yep, Gary Graham. I saw it.
Yeah, that's
Wherever you are, live long and prosper.
very sad.
Yep.
Um,
And he was
and
and Gary Graham, like, he played other he was in Star Trek Voyager, and I think that was it. Yeah, I think he was in Star Trek Voyager and Ambassador Soval. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, rest in peace to him.
Yep. Wherever you are, live long and prosper.
And
Did you
hey, real quick
see?
though,
Yeah, go ahead.
we forgot to talk about Kelpian cannibalism.
Uh, okay, yep. Yep.
Nothing
Didn't
particular,
uh
just
yeah.
just that this episode had Burnham and Giorgio eating Kelpian, which is what Saru is.
Yes.
And
I
she
was
and she
wondering why she had her pick out the Kelpian. Like, you know what to look for.
yeah, very, very disturbing. That was traumatizing, that
Yeah,
little scene there.
I know it looked like either, like, calamari um or you know um tripe or something, but just the way that, and I must say, Sonequa Michael Green, if that's her, the actress who plays Burnham. I'm so sorry that I um don't remember her name, but um she sold it.
Yeah, well, I mean, she did fine. I thought the
No, she
scene was a
sold it
little
like
too,
she sold it like that it was Kelpian and not like, tripe or calamari or whatever the case might be, whatever it was actually. But
hmm.
like her acting, she sold it. That was yeah.
I needed a couple more beats though, and a little bit more sinister music to really like reflect how disturbing that was.
It was pretty disturbing though. I don't think it needed anything else. I really don't.
They
Like,
kind of,
come on.
because they kind of glossed over it.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like as you said, she acted it, but then they're moving on.
yeah.
I don't know, I needed to see her throw up or uh scream and
But I think they took that the right. I think she interpreted it the way that a Vulcan raised human would, though, right? I
yeah,
think
that's a
it would
good
have
point.
lessened it if she did throw
Sure.
up or, or whatever.
Yeah. Very sad.
Thankfully, there was no like Kelpian head or anything.
Oh man.
You
Poor
via
Saru.
James Bond.
Yeah. Very disturbing. Talking about it now is disturbing me. I regret bringing it up. I just felt compelled because it was
Yeah, no,
obviously a big thing in this episode. So
yes,
anyway, I detracted from we were wrapping things up
yeah.
and yeah.
Did you see the trailer for the last season of Bad Batch?
I saw it was a thing. I did not watch it
Oh,
though.
okay.
What'd you think?
It looked pretty interesting. Wanda Sykes.
Yep. Did you watch all of Bad Batch?
I have not.
That was you, buddy?
Yeah, I have not.
Oh, okay. I like I guess I technically listened to it. I didn't like watch it, but I like had
Oh,
it
okay,
playing.
okay, yeah. It's one of the ones I
Um,
haven't had a chance to sit down. But
it's good. It's yeah. I've given you plenty of my criticisms of the Star Wars animated stuff, so
okay, yeah.
we don't have to get into that again.
Okay,
But
okay.
just know there's an annoying kid, and
Yeah, yeah.
it
Yeah.
ruins the whole show.
Okay, yep. I picked up on that.
They should be more like Andor, no annoying kids.
Yeah. Did you see that they were up for Emmy? Golden Globes? Something? Something.
Yeah, it was
I think
Annie. Yeah,
Andor and Kenobi, if I'm not mistaken, maybe.
that sounds right. Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
I was like,
I thought
woof.
it should have earned more
Yeah,
Emmys because,
probably.
but it's all good.
Mm-hmm.
And then John Williams was nominated for an Oscar for Indiana
Yes.
Jones.
Yes, Indiana Jones. Yeah. Mm-hmm. If anyone out there in the internet gets a chance, I highly recommend it. I may be a little biased, but seeing him, yeah, yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah, he's amazing. 93 years old, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, um, yeah, if there's nothing else,
I think we got it, man.
yeah. Okay, everyone. Thanks for listening and watching. If you're watching, please subscribe on YouTube. We'd appreciate that. Follow us anywhere podcasts are found. We're on Patreon. Follow us on X for announcements for when we go live and for when new episodes are available. And yeah, till live proper.
Uh, take care of yourself and take care of each other, and may the force be with you.
All right.
All right.
Jason, thank you, sir.
Thank you, buddy.
Always appreciate it.
Yep. Have a good one, and I'll see you soon.
Stay healthy out
You
there.
too.